puts the foot into it, gets a bounce down to the 21-yard line, picked up there for Lancaster and dropped at the 30-yard line. I believe that was Justin Dukler on the carry for the return. Now, here's the Lancaster offensive set. So one name that you'll hear a lot of tonight is Bobby Carpenter. He wears number 13. He is wedged over to the left, and to his right is Dilly. And the quarterback gives to Dilly first, and he comes around left-hand side. Uh-oh, he's got room, and he's across the 50-40. Nobody's going to touch him, and the first play of the game turns into a 6-0 lead for the Golden Gales. At the 11:41 mark, a 70-yard touchdown run for Eric Dilly. Snoke. Josh Laver is the holder, gets the snap, the kick is on the way, and the kick is good. So 7-0 to start this ball game, and now that's something that may have deflated the Cavaliers. Ben Jones and Ryan Steinway up about the 20-yard line, getting ready for the kick. And it's not going to be a long kick. It's going to bounce. Picked up by Williams at the 15, 20, 25, through the gap across the 30 and down at the 36-yard line. A nice return and set up the Cavalier offense at about the time that the helmet hit on helmet. But Jimmy is back and okay, and Coach Bill Dennis said he had a great practice this past Tuesday. We'll pick up the wideouts here in just a moment after the snap, and we've got to start off at their own 41-yard line. 1st and 5. In the backfield, Joey Davis. And getting ready for the snap here, Jimmy Skinner barking out the signals. Just underway, Lancaster taking the first play of the game, 70 yards for a touchdown. Here's a pass to Adams. He's out to the 50-yard line and into Lancaster territory. First down, Cavaliers.
That's kind of the stalwart pass to Cavaliers.
A.J. Cousins and also Jordan Cousins. They are your tackles at guard. Doug Russell and Ryan Steinway, and at center is Matt Oranger. Here's the snap. Handoff to Davis. He breaks through the middle, gets out to the 35, and falls forward to the 34-yard line. Good pickup of 5 yards for Joey Davis. Stands at midfield, waiting the snap from Oranger. Gilbert and Adams to the near side of the field. Across the way will be Congrove and Milliken. Passing to Congrove, up, in and out of his hands. And a nice diving effort by Milliken to try. On 3rd down, Chillicothe trailing 7-0 to the Lancaster Golden Gales. This game just underway. In fact, we've only played about a minute and a half. Handoff to Davis. Oh, he gets bumped up and then brought down. I believe that was Clay Bryson on the blocking assignment for the Cavaliers, and his own 40, waiting to kick this ball away. And the snap. Oh, Davis dropped it, picks it back up. Now he's going to be brought down at the 43-yard line. Oh, became a disaster as soon as he dropped the ball.
It's definitely considered maybe a turnover because it gives them great field position.
5 turnovers last week by Chillicothe. 1st and 10. That gives the ball to the Golden Gales at the Cavalier 43. And here's our first look at Bobby Carpenter tonight as he gets it across the 40 and down to the 38. This young man, 2nd and a long 5 from the Chillicothe 39. Here's the handoff to Dilly. Dilly up the middle, and he will be brought down at the 37-yard line. So a gain of about 2 on the play.
Cavaliers plugged the middle up that time.
Yeah, the 3rd down play has been a bad play for the Cavaliers defensively. Here's the kick over to Dilly. He's hit once, twice, and then 3 times. Brought down at the 36-yard line. Got a feel, though, that Lancaster feels this is 4-down territory.
He was hitting them for 50 yards without any problem at all.
Lancaster with their Notre Dame look helmets. Here's the kick from Snoke. High. Arrowing over to the corner and then bounces back. Takes a nice Chillicothe bounce, and the ball will be downed inside the 10-yard line at about the 8 play of tonight's Lancaster-Chillicothe ball game. New running back in for Lancaster. Waiting the snap is the quarterback. And here's the handoff to that first back through, and that is Chad Notestone. The quarterback is Zach Craiglow. I was about to expect out of this young man. Lancaster suffered a 38-0 loss to Mansfield Senior in their opener. And here will be Craiglow trying to get around the side, and he'll be dragged down by Joey Davis out of bounds at the Chillicothe 18-yard line. Now the Golden Gales with the ball, the Chillicothe 18-yard line. Here's the handoff again to Notestone. He'll be hit.
A little bit more speed into that secondary, I think.
Second and long for the Gales at the Cavaliers 16. First pass tonight. Craiglow lets one loose, and it's caught for a touchdown. Stuart Perlow got behind the Cavalier defenders, and a 16-yard touchdown back. And what we have yet to see out of him, and that was one of those we'll lull you to sleep with a few runs and let one go. And the kick is up and good, and it's a 14-0 lead for Lancaster at the 6:41. Lancaster Golden Gales here on 1490 WVEX Chillicothe. 14-0. Here's the kick, picked up by Williams at the 21. He's out to the 30. He'll be smacked at the 32-yard line. Hangs on to the football, and the Cavalier offense now needs to make something happen. We were talking flag on 4th down, allowed Lancaster to keep going, and they hence stand with a 14-0 lead. Cavaliers on offense now. Skinner takes the snap, lets one loose, and that's going to be Dan Congrove. And I think Danny stopped on that one, but at the same time, it might have been thrown a little bit out of his to be open on that. This side looked like Anthony Gerwell did a little curl, was wide open. 2nd and 10 for the Cavalier offense now. 6:31 remaining in the first quarter. Here's a draw with Joey Davis across the 35, down at the 39-yard line, and marking just shy of the 40. That'll bring up 3rd down and short yardage for the Cavaliers. Nice play. Cavaliers just kind of delaying that last 3 weeks, and he might have re-aggravated it there. So now we've got a freshman at tailback for the Cavaliers. On 3rd down, Skinner lets the pass loose. Derek Adams gets the catch. That is enough for 1st down yardage as he gets it out to the 41-yard line. That's great execution. Chains get moved. 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers from their own 44-yard line. Oringer ready for the snap. Jimmy Skinner barking out signals, now giving hand signals to the right side of the field. Lets one down the middle. Derek Adams, in and out of his hands. He would have had it down to the 35-yard line, and he's spot.
Cavaliers may come back with that because that was wide open.
2nd down and 10 for the Cavs. Last time they were here, they ran the draw, and they picked up 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 10 for Chillicothe, trailing 14-0 to the Lancaster Golden Gales. Skinner has the pass, gets it over to Matt Weaver. Weaver over to midfield, and he can't quite make it to the 50-yard line and finds himself going down at the 48.
Well, Weaver makes a nice just little cut out of the backfield. When he gets out there, Skinner up behind center in the shotgun. Weaver next to him. Skinner calling out signals. Sets those to Derek Adams on the left flat, turns it upfield, knocked out of bounds at the 50-yard line.
He didn't have a whole lot of real estate to work with there either. They'll keep the clock running.
Trainers are working on Joey Davis on the sideline.
We'll check in with Steve Day after this play. Nice snap back to Derek, but it is going to be blocked, but it does get a Cavalier roll, and it will roll to the 34-yard line. Some weight on it, and then to ask your body to run around on the football field, that just adds to the pain. 1st and 10 for Lancaster. Handoff straight ahead. This is the other Dilly, Greg Dilly. There is Eric and Greg. Eric is number 24, and 3:36 to go. Just talked with Phil Gray from the Chillicothe Gazette. The Paints and the Roosters are tied at 2 apiece in the 2nd inning at VA Memorial Stadium. Here's the handoff, and that is going to be Eric Dilly. He doesn't get much yardage at all. The Cavaliers snuffed him out quickly, and coming up off the pack, Brian Young and Ben Jones. David Sams getting a start tonight in the linebacking position for the Cavaliers. Ryan Steinway also in the upright inside the middle, along with Charlie Cottrell. Ben Jones on the other linebacker position. Here's Eric Dilly. He's the same play they scored on a while ago, and he gets the 1st down yardage into Chillicothe territory at the 47-yard line.
Right straight up the gut. Nothing special on defense a little bit.
Well, until the Cavaliers stop him, they don't have to use him back there.
That's right.
1st and 10 for Lancaster. Quick pass and tipped out of the hands, and that is Mike Muliasa. He has been starting at one of the linebacker positions the first 2 games for Chillicothe. Try and get caught up to date with Steve Day here in a bit on his condition. Eric Dilly almost lost the football. He had one hand brought back from behind him, and then the Cavaliers got a hold of him on the other side. A.J. Cousins coming up at the big stop.
They did.
Next week, boys, we head to Golden Bear country. Hope you got your big guns with you.
Road trip.
Here's Craiglow, gets the pass away, and I believe it is a catch by Dilly, but he was pounded there by Young and right side hash mark. And that's the corner that Snoke went to last time. Let's see if he kicks away from Jones this time. Nope, goes right at him, and it's going to go out of bounds, it looks like. And if so, that's going to be some decent field position for the Cavaliers. The official will walk right. 1st and 10 now for the Cavalier offense. Coming back on the field, Matt Weaver is the tailback. If you just joined us, Joey Davis has re-aggravated a foot injury. Here's a quick pass on the inside to Derek Adams, and just a little shy. And I tell you, Jimmy Skinner
chance to make it has to be on that area, but just a little bit short.
Lancaster's been doing a good job defending this spread offense for the Cavaliers. They always seem to have a couple of white shirts around the intended receiver. Here's the draw play, Matt Weaver up the middle, and he will be stopped. Somebody missed a block there, and he will have no gain.
Yeah, didn't fool the Lancaster at the line of scrimmage. They did.
Tonight with Up Close with the Cavs, live from Julio's Pizzeria inside Shawnee Lanes. That starts at 6:05 on the radio, but pizza's usually ready to go by 6.
Right.
Snap goes to Jimmy Skinner. Pumps once, pumps again, over towards Tony Gilbert, and the ball was tipped by Bobby Carpenter. Had not. He's a tall fella, and he's got those extra long legs. That takes a little more time for the ball to get off the foot. So see how the Cavs do defending this one. And that one's going to be blocked and picked up by Lancaster at the Chillicothe 10. Boy, they are just hammering their way through, aren't they?
Boy, that wasn't, he didn't have a chance.
10, I believe the ball is the ball inside or outside the 10-yard line there? Craiglow just was not on the same page as what the coaches wanted to do with the ball first down at the Chillicothe 10-yard line. Here's the handoff straight ahead. That is going to be Greg Dilly. Keeps those legs churning, and he's down towards the Chillicothe 5 before the pack pushes him back.
Well, they don't do anything fancy, Dan. They just keep popping it right up the middle of the field and say, this is what we do better.
As the Cavaliers on defense will find themselves readying for the play here. On defense, the Cavaliers, and here comes the play. The pitch goes over to Dilly. Dilly gets his way towards the end zone, and he makes it in for a touchdown run, making it 20-0 Lancaster.
Boy, Craiglow comes off the line of scrimmage and runs just a little. Number 12, Kyle Snoke on to attempt this extra point. His holder is Josh Levere. Here's the snap. Ball's down. Kick is up and good. At the 11:54 mark, score
21-0 as the Lancaster Golden Gales capitalized on a block punt at the Chillicothe 10 and marched the ball in on a 6-yard run by Eric Dilly. Oh my, the kick getting away from Hunter Hightower. Finally picks it back up at the 10 and gets across the 15-yard line. And Lancaster is nothing but jacked right now.
Well, they are, and the Cavaliers are just...
1st and 10 for the Cavaliers. Skinner gives to Davis up the middle, comes around to the right, then to left, and he makes his way out to the 20-yard line, and that'll be a gain of 5 on the play for Chillicothe. Well, out to the left, he'll be joined by Jeremy Robinson, who now goes to the very far sideline. Milliken and Congrove on the home side of the field. 2nd and 5 for Chillicothe. Skinner barking out the signal, so waiting the snap. Davis with him in the backfield, gets the ball, looks, has no one to throw to, then runs off and gets the first down yardage, takes a hard hit by Bobby Carpenter and gets right back up, and that's a good sign for Jimmy Skinner.
Boy, Jimmy really did.
Cavaliers as they move the chains out to the 26-yard line, trailing 21-0, and the Cavaliers really, truly need something here on offense. Double team coverage on Derek Adams. Skinner passes out to Davis, and Davis is hit immediately. I mean, as soon as the ball got there, all over him was number 22, Sean Holt. Room for Joey to get away. Sometimes he can put a quick move on somebody, but Holt had some good moves of his own getting there and closing the gap. 2nd and 16. Cavaliers with the football at their own 20-yard line. Boy, look how far back the DBs are playing for Lancaster. Here's the pass, and it's tipped. Somebody got a hand up, and as soon as somebody was able to get it, but didn't have a chance.
Ball gets tipped, and he doesn't have a chance to catch it.
That brings up 3rd and long for the Cavaliers now. Skinner goes with the pitch over to Davis to the left side, who starts left and goes back to the right and is met, and then a gaggle of Gales catch up with him and drops him for a loss at the 15-yard line. Got to think the Jones is to get a kick away. He awaits the long snap from Doug Russell. Here is the snap. Gets the kick away, a nice one. Dilly will take it at the 46-yard line in Chillicothe territory and then be brought down. A big tackle by Dan Congrove. Cousins was there. Robinson in the slot. Milliken to the far left along with Congrove and Derek Adams on the near side of the field. Lancaster getting ready, leading this ball game 21-0. Skinner lets one go, going over to Adams, who's pushed out of bounds. I don't think he will.
Offensive line have got to give Jimmy Skinner some time to throw the football.
Skinner has 2 wideouts to the left, 2 to the right. Davis in the backfield. He'll get the handoff. And Davis made something of nothing. He gets 2 yards. He was hit immediately by big number 79. That is Mickey Reed, and a long 8. Cavaliers have yet to get the ball in Lancaster territory. They're knocking on the door right now from the 48-yard line. Skinner, has pressure from one side and then gets hit from the other. And that is going to be Seth Baer on the hit.
To find an open spot, Jimmy Skinner's going to need time to throw it into that spot.
Here we go, 3rd down for the Cavaliers now. Skinner making adjustments. Looking to pass. He's got Congrove open and throws it back towards Davis, and there's an interception. Holt is there to step in the way of Joey Davis and takes that pass. I thought for sure that he was going to go for Congrove, and unfortunately in their own territory. At the 46-yard line where Lancaster will set up shop. Here's the handoff, and that is going to be Greg Dilly. He gets away from 1, 2 tackles, and then finally brought down by a gang of Cavaliers at the 30-yard line. He'll fall forward to the 29. Lancaster is not just Bobby Carpenter, and they're proving that with a 21-0 lead right now. 1st and 10 at the Chillicothe 29. Lancaster with the ball and the lead. The handoff goes to Eric Dilly this time, and he gets it across the 25 down to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, that was open. Nothing special.
Nothing the Cavaliers have not seen over the years. Craig Lowe, the quarterback, gives the handoff to Notestone, who is stacked up at the line of scrimmage and then falls forward to the 20-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2. The New York Giants, back in the early 80s, along with one of my favorite NFL names. We'll share that with you in just a moment. Craig Lowe, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands it off to Greg Dilly, and the Cavaliers snuff him out. He got nowhere, and a good job by the left side of the defensive line.
A.J. Cousins made nice penetration.
Parcells had a falling out, or
did he play
some kind of an injury, or
did he play anywhere else other than
stop Lancaster here on this 4th down? Here's the handoff, Eric Dilly, and he's going to have enough for that 1st down as he gets down to the Chillicothe 15. So they'll move the sticks on that play there. Just stacked everybody in, sent 1 wide out along the sideline. 6 seconds into the quarter, Dilly has scored twice, a 70-yard run, a 6-yard run, and Craig Lowe had a pass. And here's a pitch to Notestone. Notestone tripped up, and the Cavaliers get there. Not sure if the ball popped loose on that or not, but making the big hit for Chillicothe was Scott Doles.
Boy, it looked like a ball cue. They can hold him here and maybe keep him out of the end zone.
Dr. Mitch Fields now talking to Joey Davis along the Chillicothe bench. Here's Craig Lowe being chased by Ben Jones. Interception. Derek Adams gets the big grab for the Cavaliers inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. Perhaps that might turn. 4:15 to go here in the 2nd quarter of action on 1490 WPEX. Jimmy Skinner leading the troops now. Takes the snap, gives the hand to Weaver. Weaver's got some open room and brings it down for about an 8-yard gain. He started to move over, and he looked like a little speed skater for a second.
Boy, he's the epitome.
Chillicothe with the football in their own territory. The ball placed at the 11-yard line, and it is 2nd and 4 to go here. Skinner takes the snap, looking to pass over to Dan Congrove, who gets the catch, brings it down at the 16-yard line, and that should be enough for a 1st down. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers now. at their own 17-yard line. And the clock is running again. Here's the snap to Skinner. Skinner looks to Congrove, and the ball is tipped and almost deflected into the hands of one of the Cavaliers.
Get away with an incomplete pass right there.
It was on Bede to hit Danny right in the back of the head.
It was.
2nd and 10 now. Cavaliers with the football, trailing 21-0. 3:14 remaining. Skinner looking to pass. Lets one loose to Jeremy Robinson, and a little low. Robinson just up 3rd and long for Chillicothe. Coming up at halftime, ONN with the high school halftime report. Brady Mallow of St. Trace will be receiving a Grange Insurance honor at halftime. Skinner looking to pass, going downfield to Derek Adams. Gets the catch at the 35 and down at the 40. First down for the Cavaliers. Great throw and a great catchers on a Kevin Conacher home run. 3-2 Chillicothe in the 3rd. 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers now. The ball placed at their own 40-yard line. 2:47 remaining in the first half. Skinner lets one loose in the flat and a little behind Robinson that time. Milliken and Congrove switch to the near side, the far side of the field with Adams and Robinson. Weaver in the backfield for the Cavaliers along with Jimmy Skinner. 2:43 remaining in the first half. Cavs trying to get their first score of the night, trailing 21-0. Skinner under pressure. Can't get away. The ball pops loose and it's picked up by Lancaster. That's Bobby Carpenter, and he's going in for a touchdown. Carpenter picks it up at the 30-yard line and makes it 27-0. 2:33 remaining in the first half, and the Cavalier offense faltering here tonight. And bad things happen when you turn the ball over. Snokes puts the shot up, and it's good for the extra point. 28-0 at the 2:33 mark in the first half. This is Cavalier to kick the ball away again to the Cavaliers. Our kickoff brought to you by Siler Shoe Mart, your supermarket of shoes. And with the boot, down to Hunter Hightower at the 5, 10, 15, 20, and he falls forward to the 22-yard line. And Cavaliers are slow here.
Let's see if the Cavaliers get something going right here. We got Derek Adams man coverage on the outside. Let's see if we can get one up the middle on this.
1st and 10. Skinner takes the snap. Looking at Adams under pressure again. Now he's got some blockers. Gets it to Matt Weaver at the 35. Weaver tries to sidestep a charging Gale and gets it out to the 34-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 3.
Bobby wasn't going to let go.
2nd and 8 from the Chillicothe 24 now with 2 minutes to go. First half action. Skinner gets the pass over to Weaver, and again under heavy pressure and brought down by Carpenter. And I don't know that he gained any yards at all on that one.
I think he got trophy. We have.
So here we go. 3rd down and 9 for the Cavaliers. Skinner takes the snap. Looks downfield to Adams. It goes high. Gets the catch, and he breaks away. 50, 40. It's a foot race now. Adams at the 20, 15, and falls forward to the 10. A big, big play. And as we were talking about the spread offense, just over 70. As the statisticians are trying to work that one out right now. The Cavaliers with the ball at the 10-yard line. Skinner looking to pass. Lets one over to Matt Weaver. He gets it at the 15 and stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10.
Boy, Lancaster's got that little...
About everything thrown to him, he dropped. And he has really improved his skills over the summer.
He's having a big night.
Less than a minute to go here in the first half of action. Cavaliers desperately needing a score. Matt Weaver shakes one tackler and then gets it inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line. The Cavs will call timeout. 41 seconds remaining. 28-0. Lancaster with the lead. Chillicothe with 41 seconds to go in the first half. At the 8-yard line in Lancaster territory. A fade pass to Adams and takes him out of bounds.
Cavaliers threw that ball into the right corner.
The whistle blows here. Cavaliers going with 5 wideouts. Derek Adams to the inside corner. Weaver, Robinson, Congrove, and a pass goes to Adams. Goes up for it and can't get it. He might have...
I got a feeling maybe the Golden Gales might just take a knee right here to try to end this first half. Craig Lowe under center, full house backfield. He takes a knee. Cavaliers stack it up. 25 seconds left here in the second quarter. Lancaster leading 28-0.
Back into this game in the second half. Here's with just 8 yards rushing in the first half.
Boy, and that's hard to balance an attack when you only get 8 yards off the line of scrimmage. So
I'm sorry, Pat, I didn't know you had that sheet in front of you.
That's all right.
Ready for the second half as the kick is picked up by Hunter Hightower at the 20, 25, puts his head down at the 30 and falls forward out close to the 34-yard line.
Cavs got decent field position here.
And that's nothing really different because play has been in on the offensive line already this evening. Cavaliers with 4 wideouts. Skinner with the snap. Sends it by way of Milliken, and the ball will fall incomplete.
Let's see if that offensive line can pick it up a little bit and get things going here.
2nd and 10 now for the Cavaliers from their own 32-yard line. Skinner ready for the snap, gives to Joey Davis. Davis works to the left side of the defense and gets his carry out to the 34-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 1 on the play.
Just straight ahead football. Cavaliers hoping to spread out the Lancaster.
Chillicothe from their own 34. I have yet to give the Triple Crown Sports Trivia, and we will do that here in just a moment. Here's the snap, and we have people leaving early. Hey. Skinner getting ready for the snap here. Clock continues to run. 28 seconds to go, or I should say 28-0. Skinner passes over to Davis. Davis has to get around the official, and he had no help there. It slowed him up, in fact, and allowed continued penetration by the defense, and it'll be game umpire.
Uh-oh, I got a feeling this is going to be tough.
We're going to talk baseball here in just a moment.
Come on, Cavs, get this punt off.
Derek Adams gets the snap, and a low line drive, and it's going to roll. There's not going to be a return. Yes, there will be a return. That's going to be Eric Dilley. Comes around across the 40. I thought he might just touch it down. He gets about 8 yards out of it and gets it back to the 44-yard line. Golden Gales on offense here for the first time in this second half of play with good yardage. Ball placed at their own 44. Here's the handoff to Dilley. Dilley gets through 1 tackle, and David Sam's able to bring him down. Presses him down after a carry of 3 yards. All right.
You picked a tough one tonight.
2nd down and 8 for the Golden Gales. The handoff back to Dilley again. Dilley tracked down from behind by Ben Jones and the Cavalier defense, forcing a 3rd and long here on Lancaster now.
Nice penetration by the
Cavaliers. I said, if you guys can answer this, I'm buying dinner next week.
I can't name you one.
3rd and 7 for the Golden Gales. Here's the pitch to Dilley. Dilley working the left side of the field and stays on his feet and gets the first down and more. Hunter Hightower brings him down inside the Chillicothe 35 at the 33-yard line. Looked like he was going to go down, but he got away from 2 remaining in the 3rd quarter. A 28-0 lead. A.J. Wilkins got dinged on that play. He left the field for Lancaster. Here's the pitch back to Dilley again. Right side this time. Dilley gets around. A nice block by Lancaster and gets down the sideline and inside the Cavalier 10-yard line. Well, there are bodies flying everywhere out on that football field. And Dilley made Cavs trailing 28-0. Lancaster knocking on the door again. Goal, 1st and goal to go from the 9. Pitch goes to Dilley. Dilley works the right side, and he'll be brought down at the 5 by Derek Adams.
Just a little bit of student body right that.
The wind out of your sails.
Boy.
Your back's against the wall again.
Yeah, the defense is on their heels a little bit, I think, Dan.
2nd and 5. This time it's going to be Notestone. He'll be brought down by Charlie Cottrell up high, and down low was David Sams.
Well, David Sams having a nice ball game. He's
behind him. Thought for a moment he might wander off with him to have some goodies with the band over there. Here's Craig Lowe. Tries to rush to get the touchdown. They signal touchdown, but the back judge threw a penalty flag into the fray, holding Patriots, and the Browns find themselves at home with the Seattle Seahawks. Here's the pitch. This is going over to Bobby Carpenter, and he's got Derek Adams all around him, and Adams trying to knock that ball loose, and he manages to get some defensive assistance. Ball will be placed at the 24-yard line, a 34-yard attempt. Kick up and blocked. Cavaliers snuff it out and picked up. You can advance this, but you can't advance it if you don't have enough room. All evening long. Joey Davis back in at the running back position. He'll get the carry and squirts loose, but then is going to be brought up by Carpenter. It looked like the stop made. Nope, that's not Carpenter. That's Notestone making the stop at the 7. At the conclusion of our game, we'll be selecting a WBEX Julio's Pizzeria Player of the Game here on 1490 WBEX. 5:42 remaining in the third quarter of play. Cavs trailing 28-0. They managed to keep Lancaster out of the end zone a moment ago. The pass down the middle, in and out of the hands of Bobby Carpenter, intended for Tony Gilbert, who was alone in the flat. 3rd down and 7. Dustin Tyler back in at wideout for the Cavaliers. He's no doubt taking Derek Adams' spot on the end slot. Skinner looks to pass, lets it go to Joey Davis. Davis hit as soon as the ball got to his hands, and it's jarred loose.
Yeah, they're ruling that incomplete. So.
Got to hand it to this Golden Gale D. It'll be Tyler Dennis.
No, I think it's Jimmy Skinner.
It's Skinner, okay.
Yeah.
The 11s looked like a 7 a moment. Skinner takes the snap, lets it loose. High kick, gets it down to the 40-yard line. Milliken on one attempt, and finally the returner, Eric Dilley, is brought down by the Cavs.
Up and go the other way with it.
1st and 10 for the Golden Gales. Dilley in the backfield. It's Greg Dilley on the call. The first back through, a dive out to the 35-yard line. And a big gain of 4 yards on 1st down.
Well, they just don't put the ball up, Dan. They have a lot of...
Fill those gaps. And we've got whistles out on the field and gets ready to step into play. A.J. Wilkins back for Lancaster after wobbling his way off the field earlier. He's on the in slot, number 4 there. 2nd down and 6. Here's the pitch out to Eric Dilley. Being tracked down, and the Cavs hit him once, twice, and 3 times. The ball pops loose. No whistle. And do the Cavs have it? Ben Jones comes up with it, but they're going to call it down, I think, at the Chillicothe 20. It has been like this since the 2:33 mark in the first half. Bobby Carpenter has come back in on offense for the Golden Gales. The ball placed at the Chillicothe 29. Carpenter gets the call. The Cavaliers' Ryan Young almost had a hand on him, and then he slips away from 2 other tacklers and gets it down inside the Cavalier 25 at about the 22.
Well, they strung that ball to the outside. Danny.
And here come the Lancaster Golden Gales now. Handoff. Greg Dilley gets the 1st down yardage as he falls across the 20 down to about the 19-yard line.
Just a little dive play right up the middle of the field.
As we mentioned, just in the last two weeks, get their bell rung.
Everybody's getting knocked around here a little bit.
1st and 10 from the Cavalier 18. 2 wideouts to the left. Carpenter gets the handoff. There's a penalty flag that flies. The Cavaliers snuff him out. Wonder if maybe someone jumped offside.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit of procedure from the side judge over there. Snuff down. I mean, they're chewing up a little yardage, but they're still not putting it in the end zone.
It's Carpenter and Dilley in the backfield here as Craig Lowe takes the snap, pitches out to Dilley. Dilley under pressure, brought down by Dustin Tyler. Nice job playing the outside corner and brings him down. It is 2nd down and 16 from the Cavalier 24. Lancaster with the ball. Cavaliers showing some aggressiveness on defense, and Dan Congrove got a hand around him, but here he goes. That's Notestone as he gets it across the 10-yard line, and 1st down for Lancaster. He just slipped right out of Danny's grasp.
Boy, Craig Lowe just comes out of there
yet again. Just over a minute and a half left in the 3rd quarter. 28-0. Cavs trailing. Here's Craig Lowe. Craig Lowe on the keeper, and he is going to be brought down quickly by A.J. Cousins. Joey Davis in on the tackle also, but the big rock zips. Coverage begins here on WBEX at 11 o'clock. It's Notestone and Dilley in the backfield. Dilley gets the pitch. He's got 3 blue jerseys around him and tripped up. Ben Jones, I think, might have been the one to actually make him fall down. We just barely got our seats, and it was 7-0.
It was 19 seconds.
Oh, bobbled snap, and Craig Lowe, I believe, fell back on top of it. And that should do it for the third quarter of play. So we'll head to the final 12 minutes to another field goal. So we will see Kyle Snoke teeing the ball up at the, let's see, places the tee at the 17-yard line. A 27-yard attempt. The Cavaliers got a piece of the last opportunity. Here's the snap, the kick on the way. It's got the distance, and it is good. 31-0 as Lancaster has pushed out another 3 points. 30
at VA Memorial Stadium. Richmond Roosters 6, Chillicothe Paints 5.
So the Roosters right now knocking on the door of their opportunity for a Frontier League Cup. And the Paints with their backs against the wall, as they have been almost from the get-go in this championship series. Dustin Tyler on the carry for the Cavaliers. Gets the ball out to the 24-yard line, and the Cavs will start their next off, but no.
Okay.
Another Jacob Kane coming in at one of the tackles for the Cavaliers. Here's the handoff to Joey Davis. Bounces off one would-be tackler. Gets over to the 25. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3 on the play.
Boy, Joey just doesn't quit. So,
yeah.
Okay, if that doesn't.
For the Cavaliers. I'm looking over your shoulder here, and you've got a couple. Huh?
I got a couple, but I'm stuck.
Skinner lets the pass loose. Jeremy Robinson makes the catch, but I don't think he got any yardage out of it.
He just made the line of scrimmage, and that was about it.
Yeah. 1996 would do it again in 1999.
Okay.
Third down and long for the Cavaliers from their own 27-yard line. Needing a first down here. Skinner looks to pass, pumps once, tries to get away. Cavs got away with a holding call. Joey Davis gets a catch at midfield. Cavaliers, one of the offensive line. Cavaliers rushing off the field. Cousins and Kane. Fourth down. Low snap. Skinner gets the kick away and kicks it right to the Chillicothe sideline. Roll forward. Oh, it's going to roll backward, and Dan Congrove got to it in time. It takes just as much guts to be a punter right there.
It does. You're wide open back there.
And especially if you've only done it in practice.
Yes.
First and 10 for the Golden Gales, setting up shop at the Cavalier 35 again. Here's Dilly, and Dilly brought down by Charlie Cottrell. Got around the ankle.
Boy, the Cavaliers do.
He paints.
8-1. If you've got that number,
there's also a touch of irony that we'll pass along in regard to the Paints here in just a moment. Second down and 9. Here's the keeper by Craiglow. Then he pitches out to Notestone. Notestone's got some yardage. He gets the first down and falls forward to the Cavalier 23-yard line. While the Paints are playing, let's hope history can repeat itself.
Yes.
First and 10. Here's the handoff. That's going to go to Dilly. Dilly cuts it back to the middle, and he's going to make his way somehow to the end zone. He looked like a pinball in the game, and he went up and rang all the lights. Tilt again and again, and are just wearing out. The extra point attempt here for Kyle Snoke. Shot on the way, and it is good. So it is a 38-0 score now at the 9:29. He's been playing. I'm not going to compare him to Jeff Backus, but he has had a Backus-esque night.
Yeah, his stature's a little bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Ball into the hands of Cottrell at the 30-yard line, and he does not go forward. Brought down right there at the touchdown run just a moment ago by Eric Dilly, his third on the night. Here's the pitch to Joey Davis. Davis draws a crowd early, and he is going to get hit there and brought down.
Yeah, Joey's trying to get to the outside. You can tell he's not quite over. And then once he saw the play coming, he goes back in and chases Joey Davis out of bounds.
You mentioned Derek. That is number 2 on our side. Derek Adams is back in the game after taking a respite there in the third quarter after getting his bell rung. A tipped pass and almost intercepted by Bobby Carpenter. Intended.
He's just such a big football player that it's tough to get a pass over him.
Third down and 11 for Chillicothe. Well, they've been burnt on third down. It's time to get something going on third down. Skinner lets one loose down the middle, right to Derek Adams. He hangs on to the football, and the catch is made at the 42-yard line.
Boy, Derek Adams proved right there. Nobody.
8:30 remaining. Just needing a score just for posterity here. Cavaliers have been challenged time and time again tonight. Skinner goes back to to Adams rather, in and out of his hands that time.
Yeah, it kind of looked like if you watch Derek's.
Yeah. 2nd and 10 for Chillicothe. 8:16 remaining in the ball game. 38-0 to score. Lancaster very much in control. Skinner looking downfield, going back to Adams again, and there was a flag. I was waiting for the flag. Yeah, the rest of the uniform looks the same, doesn't it? Or should I say the answers?
Yes.
1st and 10 for the Cavaliers after the pass interference play. Here's Joey Davis with the football, still loose, switches the hands. He had switched from the right to left, took a hit, went back left to right, and gained another 6 yards.
Boy, is he tough down. Come on, Cavs, keep moving this football.
Joey left the game early with a foot injury and has come back. 2nd down and 2 for the Cavaliers. And it's Davis again. This time left, then right. 1st down yardage inside the 25 to the 24.
Cavaliers moving the football.
Move the chain. Skinner looks over the defensive alignment. Makes the offensive calls. Takes the high snap. Looking downfield to Congrove. Bumped again. And there's Barry again. 7:11 to go. 38-0. Cavs knocking on the door. Draw play. Joey Davis. Oh my, there's a big hit right at the line of scrimmage. That is Holt again. Puts a halt on the run by Davis. Skinner awaits the snap. Has Adams to the right. Looks that way, then goes left. And there's Congrove. Oh, in and out of the hands. Congrove had broken towards the middle. 6:36. 38-0. Skinner looking to pass. Looks at Davis, makes the catch, and then has the ball jarred loose. I mean, he was tattooed right then and there. All right, 4th down for the Cavs from the 13-yard line. Needing a score desperately. Skinner looks with a fade route over to Adams, and he can't get to it. No flag called this time. But is there so hard all week long, and you know the coaching staff does too, and everybody just with their daubers down. We have a backup quarterback put in now for Lancaster. That is Michael Edgington.
A lot of players have played for this Cavalier ball club tonight, Dan. They're just
looks like Skinner might be done for the evening as we see Tyler Dennis taking some snaps on the sideline on 2nd down for Lancaster. They'll get a couple yards on that play. Time to prepare for up 5 to go here in the ball game. A 38-0 commanding lead for the Golden Gales. Here's Edgington on the keeper. He's got Kidknocker to get away from, and he pitched it back a little too late.
Yeah. It's like, I think his back out there.
Also have his bell rung. Hard-hitting ball game tonight. What a punt back to the 46-yard line in Chillicothe territory. Jones takes it there, gets away from a tackle, makes his way down to the Lancaster sideline to the 40. About a return of about 13 yards on the play. Football, you depend on so much dexterity in your fingers, especially your index finger. Handoff goes to Matt Weaver. Weaver can't quite make it back to the line of scrimmage. Well, if anything, the Cavaliers have not shown the Upper Arlington Scouts anything this evening, being unproductive, but they have shown some bright spots at times. And there's a pass by Dennis a little too high for what a mix to throw the young man into. Mud everywhere. I think he had negative 33 yards rushing because of low snaps and things, and was trying to keep the ball safe. And that one a little out of the stretch of.
I can't wait to hear the last 3 or 4 guys here.
4th and 11. Dennis with a pass in and out of the hands of Williams, and he is popped. And Jeremy gets rush house. 98, Gator McBride. 99, Scott Pannoni. 2000, Mike Horning. And this year, Kevin Conacher. And the big run there for the Lancaster back as he rolls into Chillicothe territory at the 40-yard line.
Just running the ball up the middle of the field.
1st and 10. Edgington with the ball still on the keeper, slides away from Charlie Cottrell, and then there's a pack. Looks like Fat Albert, you know, with the going up the field and everybody jumping on the pack. Gain of about 5 on the carry. Sure that after this play. 2nd down and 6 with 2:55 to go. Edgington, the quarterback, with a lot of new faces now for the Golden Gales. And the run straight ahead looks like close to the first down yardage. As the ball out to the 30. JV football tomorrow at Lancaster a.m. JV golf at the Unioto Invitational out of the VA. That's at 8:30 in the morning. Here's the next play, 3rd and short. And that's Edgington with the first down, taken out of bounds. Boys soccer at Lancaster. JV soccer at 11, followed by the way to Dublin Kaufman for a quad meet. And Christy Welsh has her group off to a 3-0 start. That's at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And freshman volleyball at Grove City in their tournament at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So a lot of things going on Saturday
in Chillicothe sports.
2nd and 10 now. A lot of good things happening too.
Yes.
I like seeing that. Here's Edgington. Oh my, that's a broken play. And hopefully he got nothing broken on his person as the Cavaliers snuffed it out quickly.
I think an interesting thing in golf will be, Dan, how
State last year, and I think 6th in the nation in a nationwide tournament over the summer. So a lot of good things happening there for Heather. Of course, her sister Krista plays on the tennis team. Here's the handoff straight ahead.
And I have the fortune of having Heather at 8th period every day. And we talk golf.
Courthouse?
Yes, and they won the Hillsborough Invitational last week out of 21 teams. So I'm glad somebody's successful.
in the Day family, right?
Yes, yes.
And the Cavalier defense stopping the Lancaster Golden Gales, and will get the ball back, but only 5 seconds remaining. Yeah, and Steve, you've got a no-lose situation there, because you can go and say go blue and white.
Exactly, and I want to see our kids run too.
Clock will run down, it expires, and that'll be it for the game. 38-0 the final. The Golden Gales coming away with the victory over the Chillicothe Cavaliers. And